from the IBA at Winchester, engineering announcements for the radio and television trade.
Hello and welcome to the IBA's weekly bulletin of news and information for the radio and television trade. New developments in radio receivers. Paul Capell talks to Pat Hawker about the latest trends. In transmitter news, more existing stations are equipped for Channel 4. And full details of 4 new relays. In Lancashire, Blackburn. In Scotland, Gairlochhead. In South West Wales, Newport Bay. And in Gloucestershire, near Lydney, Park End. But first over to Paul Capell.
We've been talking about television matters really for the past few weeks. Is there anything new in the radio field that we need to know about?
Not a great deal happening at the moment, although I did see one interesting little item in one of the trade papers recently, and that is a very miniature radio receiver coming onto the market, which will be about the size of a plastic credit card, and yet is containing rechargeable NiCad batteries so that you can just plug it into a charger for a time and then take it away and play. You know, this sort of thing, radio is getting smaller and smaller. I even saw that there's a new integrated circuit coming on the market soon that will have the complete VHF FM stereo receiver contained within it.
Does that mean you could have a sort of stereo radio at the end of a pen? Or?
Well, pretty well, although of course the whole difficulty with radio on size is if you try to reduce the loudspeaker to a tiny size, you can't get the quality. But you can have a sort of headphone type thing. You could have it in a pen and sort of stick the pen in your ear almost, if I like to put it that way.
What about push-button radios? Is there any development on that apart from in car radio?
Well, there's certainly a lot of interest in the idea of making radios more consumer-friendly, of making them so that you can tune them easier. People get so mixed up with things like meters and kilohertz and kilocycles and what have you, and the fact that sometimes you seem to have the station you want at one end of the dial and the other on other sets at the other end. This sort of thing is a problem, and it would be solved by push buttons, but push buttons do have quite problems of themselves. People with radios tend to take them all over different parts of the country, and then there are so many different sort of local radio stations that you couldn't have a push button one for each. You would have to set it in that locality, and you would have to change the setting when you moved, so you're back into the old problem of tuning.
We talked some time ago about the possibility of names of radio stations coming up on radios. Is there any further development on that? And also one would hope that none of these pirate radio stations' names would come up.
Oh, well, the idea of the radio data where you're going to have a channel identification coming up on a thing, this is going ahead. There are field trials continuing with this. The problem with that system is simply and solely that it will add to the cost of the receiver quite a bit. One suspects that for a long time to come it will be confined mainly to car radios and so on, making use of the other features of the system, such as automatic program selection and so on.
We've talked really a lot about new developments, but there doesn't seem to be much that's actually on the market yet.
Well, I don't know. I think the range of radios is pretty good. You've got everything from the tiny little transistor up to the tuners, some quite good high-quality tuners for audio equipment and so on. On the other hand, my own feeling is that the actual receiver circuits of radio receivers have not really improved in the way you would have expected for many years, and in fact to find really sophisticated receivers with things like variable selectivity and so on, you had to go right back 40, 50 years ago. It's merely a question of cost.
Pat Hawker talking with Paul Capell. Transmitter news now, starting with special announcements. In the north of Scotland, Durris continues on reduced power on all channels. The replacement transmitting aerial should be ready in the autumn.
In North Yorkshire, the relay at Ravenscar is off the air this morning between about 9 and 12 because of work by the Electricity Board. This also affects the relay at Aisleby.
In Northumberland, the relay at Newton will be off tomorrow between 9:30 in the morning and 12:30. This is for work in connection with Channel 4. The new service is due here in October.
And on Thursday in Wiltshire, Ogbourne St George will be off between 8:30 and 4:30 because of work by the Electricity Board.
New relays next, and we start in Lancashire, where Blackburn is now in full service. Serving about 1,300 people, this relay covers two small areas of the town, between Queen's Park and Park Place, and also just north of the transmitter around Accrington Road. ITV programmes from Granada Television and TVAM are on Channel 41, with Channel 4 on 47. Aerials should be Group B types, vertically polarised. Blackburn is on official programme service.
In Scotland, Gairloch Head continues on test. There have been problems with tidal fading here, and we're looking at ways of improving the incoming signal to the relay. Almost 1,600 people are covered, including staff at the Faslane submarine base. ITV programmes from Scottish Television, together with TVAM, are on Channel 41, and Channel 4 is on 47. Aerials should be Group B types, mounted with the elements vertical. That's Gairloch Head on the air and hoped to be in full service in a week or two.
In the southwest corner of Wales, transmissions have begun from the relay at Newport Bay. The service area includes the western part of Newport and extends further west for a couple of miles. Also covered is a rural area to the southeast. About 850 people are expected to benefit. Programmes from HTV Wales and TVAM are on Channel 60, with S4C on 67. Vertically polarised Group C-D aerials should be used. The new relay at Newport Bay in Dufford is now on the air, and official service begins on Friday.
Also on the air, Park End in the Forest of Dean. This relay is intended to improve UHF coverage for about 250 people in Park End itself and in the immediate vicinity. HTV West and TVAM are on Channel 41, with Channel 4 on 47 from the outset. Aerials should be Group B types, vertically polarised. Park End, near Lydney, is on the air now and official service begins on Friday.
Channel 4 next, and two more main stations are on the air in Scotland. Achill on Lewis and Torosay on the island of Mull. The channel at Achill is 29 and the population coverage is 20,000. Official service begins on the 24th of August. On the island of Mull, Torosay has been completed a little ahead of schedule, and Channel 4 is now on the air on Channel 32. The station covers 11,000 people, and the official service date is the 24th of August. The relay at Bellanoch is expected to broadcast Channel 4 later in the week. The channel here is 49. In the Borders, Jedburgh is on the air on Channel 47, and in Oxfordshire, Henley-on-Thames on Channel 54. The official service date is the 17th of August, and between them these two relays bring Channel 4 to a further 17,000 people.
In North Yorkshire, Whitby is due in a week or two on Channel 65. The relay covers 9,000 people. 8 more relays are hoped to be on by the end of August. In Derbyshire, Glossop. In West Yorkshire, Cornholme. In Cornwall, St Just. In Devon, Westward Ho. And on Guernsey, Les Tuyers, St Peter Port and Torteval.
Next week's broadcast includes Good Viewing on UHF, a guide to the basic principles of UHF reception, in particular showing the importance of the aerial. It is ideal as a training aid for showroom staff, so if you have a VCR you may like to record the feature to use again later.
And that's it for this week. We leave you with our address. Engineering Information Service, Independent Broadcasting Authority, Crawley Court, Winchester, Hampshire, SO 21 2QA. Join us again next Tuesday at 9:15 or 12:15 for our special feature on UHF reception. From Barbara Dorwood and myself, Bruce Randall, goodbye for now.